See him and swing from Jayden to get him another still with the slipper. The experience of Liton Das, though, needs to come to the fore. He needs to shepherd his team in this situation.
Well, once again, guides it nicely. The gap between Gully and short third races away for Nexus Pay 4.
And a little bit of a word from Jayden Seales to him on his way back. Quite deliberately opening the face of the bat. Look at that. Wonderful batting, so good. Liton Das always has a lot of time to play his strokes. A smile and goes back to try again.
Again, he tries that scoop. This time it comes off. This time it gets him another Nexus Pay 4. So he's being innovative and it's paying off.
On either side of the wicketkeeper now. There's not much you can do about these types of strokes if you're a bowler or captain. You've got to give it to the batter when it comes off. And again gets close to Jayden Seales. Again a little word.
I love that exchange. Little smiles. What about that, mate? Said Liton. What he's going to come back with. Now he's getting a little over-aggressive, a little too confident. Saw him coming, exposed his intentions a little too early, and easy enough for bowler to bounce it wide of him.
The early movement. So he's looking to show his full range, Liton Das. Jayden Seales isn't amused. 8 runs in this over. Couple boundaries.
Yeah, but is that attitude needed at this point in time? You've got 8 runs. There will be good deliveries. You just cannot preempt. Nice, that's the way. It's a good delivery. It's a mere push, and it's wide enough before the fielder gets to it to get a couple of runs. So it's turned out to be a pretty good over. So far, 10 runs from it. Last ball of the 5th over coming up. It's been a good over so far. Bangladesh skipper has garnered himself 10 runs in this over very quickly. That's a nice shot. The drone going right through on top of the spectators. Now, what a delectable looking shot. That is so well controlled. All he did, wait for the ball to go past him, ramp it away, and 4 more Nexus Pay. 14 run, 5th over, 28 for 1.
Of the 5th over shows you that hike in that green worm. We are still behind that red worm, but they have 9 wickets in hand, Bangladesh, and they know what their target is. In the port city for the 2nd T20I of the Dutch Bangla Bank series. Down the track, there's Tanzid with the Liton Das. They're building up a partnership, looking to level the series here, Bangladesh. They wish a very good evening, Mr. Azhar Ali Khan.
Shaman Nai, and has been a very good evening for Liton Kumar Das.
I picked up 4 of the last ball of the previous over. Picked up 3 boundaries in that over. Played some delicate touch. Again, nice looking stroke straight to the fielder.
Romario Shepherd, first bowling change coming in the 6th over, the last over of the power play. But still persisting with seam options is Shai Hope. During the West Indies innings, we observed bit late, but better late than never, as the signal is that the previous delivery was a no ball, so this will be a free hit.
Yep. Got to have some part of that foot behind the white line. The white line belongs to the umpire. Wide put away for a nexus pay boundary. Liton Kumar Das played that beautifully.
The opportunity was there, it was full and wide. He maintained the fact that he was behind it. How deep into the crease Liton Das went and made sure that he found the gap and hit it along the ground for a boundary to keep the momentum.
The 14 of the first 4 over from Bangladesh. Nearly chops it on the stumps. Good work from the fielder. And then they 14 in the 5th over to get this innings going.
Someone had to up the ante, and the captain Liton Das comes in and does that. Most runs in this format for Bangladesh, going past Shakib Al Hasan, 2,581, and still has more game left in him.
Yeah, he's been the leading run scorer, and also tonight he looks to be in control. There's still a long way to go. 115 from 87 deliveries.
And apart from the boundaries, they have to make sure that they do that, is rotate the strike and make the most of the left and right in combination in the middle.
Run rate in the power play this year in T20 Internationals. Bangladesh will need to do much better than what you see in front. 7.85. England right at the top with almost 11 runs in an over. India also close by. But they've struggled in the power play. But as long as they don't lose too many wickets, remember they lost 4 wickets in the first T20 International inside the power play. That just jolted the team. If you lose so many wickets, so far so good for Bangladesh here. They seem to be pretty relaxed mood here in the dugout.
Oh, skied it. Fielder calling for it. Not easy. Oh, spilled by Sharman Rutherford, and the captain breathes a sigh of relief. Could have been the second of the last delivery of this power play, but isn't. Will be 9 runs of the last over of the power play. Bangladesh 37 for 1. Still behind the red worm, but West Indies almost imposed another dot on that green worm there in the last delivery. The previous over, which was the 6th over of the power play. There's confirmation from Morshid Ali Khan, the guilty party here.
Well, he's not having a good day. Or shall I say a good evening. Got out the first ball, and then mean, got underneath it, but was not in control, lost his balance, off balance right at the end. So Liton Kumar Das survives, and it can be the turning point here.
It went up so high up in the sky, he had to wait for it. As if he had to wait for eternity for it to come back down. And as you mentioned, in the end, with the force, trying to go back, then lost his balance. In the end, spilling that catch. Sharvin Rutherford, Liton Das survives and will have to make the most of it. Roston Chase. Oh, in the air for a bit. There's a bit of turn.
No, just to remind the viewers, Bangladesh and West Indies in the T20 National have played 20 matches before this one. Out of the 20 matches, 10 wins by West Indies. Bangladesh has won 2, beg your pardon, 8, and no result twice. But Bangladesh versus West Indies in Bangladesh, West Indies way ahead in terms of winning more matches. They played 7 in Bangladesh. Out of the 7, West Indies have won 5. Bangladesh only 2. Again, it took that turn, sharp turn. So they need to be a little bit careful because the track record in the meeting so far, West Indies are way ahead in terms of winning more matches.
Sharp turn and some bounce. Getting some purchase is Roston Chase. Is it late? Single not available. And yes, they also lead the series, West Indies here, the Dutch Bangla Bank series, having won the first T20I. We've seen how Bangladesh is not in the top half when it comes to the run rate in the power play, but you need to find your mojo in your game. What's your strategy going to be? You don't want to lose 4 wickets quickly in the power play, just like they did in the previous match. Aerial, but deliberately played into the gap.
I mean, having said that, Bangladesh has done really well, Shomon, especially in this format this year. I mean, they've won 4 series on the trot, bilateral series, the T20 series. First one was against Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka, followed by Pakistan at home, Netherlands, and then went to UAE against Afghanistan, where they managed to go and win 3-0. It was a clean sweep. So they've got the hang of, on this format, how to go about their job, but there's still work to be done. 4 in that over, 41-4-1 after 7.
In the 9th spot, the ICC team rankings in T20Is, with 224 points for ratings, and in number 6, West Indies. Surprised to see Afghanistan right at the bottom, who are very handy, more than handy in this format of the game, of course. But yeah, with the T20 World Cup ahead in February in India, I think both the teams looking at trying things and reaching to the best of their ability, finding what works for them. You see the introduction of Akil Hussain from the Nexus Pay end, the brief chat with Phil Simmons before the match, and they said they're yet to reach to their best. Once they do, they have to make sure that they can be consistent, long on and long off in place, along with deep mid-wicket and deep square leg. For Tanzil in the slot, and it's launched it up the runway, and it is a rocket 6.
6 and 6.
He's been very quiet. He's been in the matches that he has played for go and bat and wait for the right one. And he picks the right one. And look at that shot. He smashes it for 79 meters 6.
Pressure on the bowler. And he knows that Akil will pull the length back a bit. Plays it accordingly.
It's turning out to be a good partnership. Remember, they lost the wicket of Saif Hassan when the score was 13. So since then, they've added 35 of just 22. Yeah, Litton Das is striking very nicely at 143 plus. But you also need to remember that he has been a leading run scorer. He is the captain. He needs to lead from the front. So he's got the start. So he needs to bat deep to ensure that he stays there and get close to that target.
Oh, that is a ripper from Akil Hussain and gets the big fish in the Bangladesh captain. Cleaned him up.
Can you believe it? Introduce into the attack. First ball 6, second ball it's a single. Should have been on the front foot. That is not Bangladesh would have expected. But Akil Hussain, you gotta hand it over to him. So the skipper Litton Kumar Das departs for 23. Bangladesh 48 for 2.
Akil Hussain introduced into the attack, and after being hit for a 6 comes back in some fashion, and that is why Tawhid Hridoy is in the middle. He's got 450s in his T20I career, but this is how he perished.
He should have been on the front foot. That wicket also gets him past Dwayne Bravo. Akil Hussain now has 79 wickets. And he's the second in terms of most wickets for West Indies in T20 internationals. Jason Holder has 91. Akil, 79. Dwayne Bravo, 78.
Now the first 2 deliveries, they bowled at 83 km/h. But this one was the quickest of the lot. It was 90 plus clicks. Quicker delivery. It was in 2 minds, sort of.
Yeah, it looked like he was looking for the turn, but that came back also with the arms. It just zipped through. But still feel that he should have been on the front foot. Yeah, a couple of deliveries in the 90s.
Nicely pulled away by Tanzid. They have to rebuild again. 50 comes up on the board for Bangladesh. At the end of the 8th, it's 50 for 2. Port City of Chattogram for the second T20I of the Dutch Bangla Bank series, where it's game on. Bangladesh need another 100 from 72. Yes, they do have 8 wickets in hand. They know what the target is. They have that advantage, but we've seen the game turn on its head already in the first innings.
I think a lot will depend on Tanzid Hassan Tamim because he's now got the hang of what is going on in terms of conditions, the behavior of the ball. When the spin is on, there is spin, there is grip. So he needs to take a little bit more responsibility. Ridho is an aggressive batter. But there has to be a mix of caution with aggression. The required run rate has gone above 8 runs in an over.
Wide run rate now 8.49. Under 10, under 9. They still have things under control. New batter in the crease. It will take a bit of time, but they have to make sure that they don't give away too many dot balls and do that.
I think the other thing there is also that if they lose wickets, remember West Indies were cruising along on 106 for 1. And all of a sudden there was a dramatic collapse. The first 10 overs 94 runs, the next 10 overs 55 for 8. So things can go horribly wrong. So it's important, mighty important for the ones who've got a bit of a start. Carry on. Again, a little bit quicker. And that's the reason why I feel that Tanzid has now an opportunity to show what he is capable of. Got a good start in. Can he finishes up nicely here?
Completely agree with you on this, Atar bhai. The two batters were on 50s, Alec Athanaze and Shai Hope, and then the collapse. 5 wickets and 18 runs within 21 deliveries. Nicely played off the back foot. It's such a nice second, such a dynamic format this, and you have to learn so quickly, adapt so quickly, assess the conditions, and Tanzid has done that. We remember how quickly he got the boundaries and lost his wicket in the previous match. So compared to that, he's taking responsibility.
Only time will tell.
Stay in there, finish it off, see the team. To the line, takes the aerial route. That is a shot of authority into the crowd. It is a rocket 6 from Tanzid Tamim to end the over. 10 runs of the 9th, 60 for 2. Rate in the middle overs in T20Is. 2025. Not high up, not too high up as we saw that chart. We'll have a look at it again. 7.62 in 10th position.
There's room for improvement. No matter how you play, they keep on winning matches. Remember also that they've won 4 series on the trot. And that's what they've done in the middle overs this year. So if you can get that better, maybe there will be an improvement in terms of the runs in the middle overs. But the end result have to come your way. Goes down the wicket, was beaten in the flight, but somehow managed to get an outside edge. He was way down the wicket.
Just to come back to the required run rate here, it's 8.16. So with 8.16 required here, they wouldn't mind chasing around the 7.62 mark. That's what the requirement of the hour is, if Bangladesh do have wickets in hand. So So far, they do.
Could have been an easy stumping, John. Look at the reaction from the skipper, Shea Hope, behind the stumps.
Hussain has already given the visitors 1 wicket, looking for another.
Oh yes, boy!
Plays it late, and in case he does play it aerial, does have a short cover in place just for that.
Lovely day, Akko.
We saw a really good shot in the previous over from the bat of Tanzeen Hassan Tamim, which was smashed it for a maximum in the second year. Again, a good shot, just falls short. So he has to be really watchful, careful in terms of while picking up a bowler to try to emulate what he did in the previous over. Tanzeen Hassan has got more sixes this year for Bangladesh in T20 International, 33 sixes. That one nearly went straight into the hands.
Good take from Alec Athanaze, because he did charge for the catch. But easy to take them on the bounce.
Oh yes, boy!
Good bowling from Akeal Hussain.
Once a dot is delivered, he's already delivered 2 dots in this over, so the pressure will be on the batters. Ridoy has just managed to score 4 of the 7 deliveries, but we know he can cover it up. So important not to lose his cool and just bat through.
16 or 14, the partnership, bit of a change in the field. Fielder at square leg now shifts to short fine. To end well, good delivery, they're looking for a single. To the keeper's end, I think the batter has made it in time, still a bit of an appeal. They are going upstairs to Masur Rahman Mukul, the TV umpire. It's a Dutch Bangla Bank decision pending.
TV umpire to director, we have a umpire's review for run out at striker end. Show me your best side on an angle, please. Satisfied. Batter made his ground when bells off. I am ready to make my decision in big screen.
Well, it should be Nexus Spain not out halfway through the innings. It's 65 for 2 Bangladesh. It's time for drinks.
Yeah.
The second match of the Dutch Bangla Bank T20 International. West Indies off to a blistering start, but what a grand job by the Bangladesh bowlers in restricting them to 149 for 9. Bangladesh also not going too well, but reasonable enough after 10 overs, 65 for 2. Well, near to Chattogram, there are the lovely places to visit. One of them is the Bandavan.
In this land, mornings are woven.
And needing it was West Indies and 65 for 2. Bangladesh needing 85 of 60 deliveries. 8.5 runs per over. Here comes Austin Chase. Straight away. Deep square leg in place. And takes a blinder, does he? No. Jaden Seals. Initially, I thought he did not pick it up off the lines. How costly that can be.
This is really going to hurt the West Indies. It's the third catch drop, and all of them were quite takeable. He seemed to have done most of the work and coming across, never easy going forward, but just doesn't manage to get those fingers underneath the ball. He survives. Bangladesh are living very, very dangerously at the moment.
And Jaden Seals made it difficult because he did not pick it up as soon as the ball left the bat. That's the reason why he had to dive forward. If he had picked it up straight away, would have been a different story.
Yes, indeed. I think West Indies will rue these catches, and if they go on to lose this one, this will be one of the most important areas where they've faltered. And this is another look at this. Just at the height, I think he had ample time. You were right. He was not off the blocks, right on time. Just didn't gauge the distance and thus floored it.
From the batter's point of view, Shamim's first ball after a drinks break, that was something pretty sure Hridoy would be thinking about it a bit later on. Because usually is that you don't take a chance soon after a water break, and already we've seen some catches being dropped, and that should have been taken at this level.
Yes, indeed, and it's uncanny how wickets fall after a drinks break. Even though it's a 2.5 odd minute break, you still feel that you need to refocus, get sure that you get the right balls to hit. You cannot throw it away. They were very fortunate on that occasion.
A lot of cricket to be played still. Oh, crossed the line. Crossed the line. The length was there. Probably going through the offside over extra cover probably would have been a better choice, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Trying to drag the ball or just turning away against the spin, that's a risky manner. The shot selection leaves a little to be desired. Go with the turn.
Comes down the track. That's better. Oh, extra cover. Jaden Seals from deep extra cover does the fielding. But certainly a better choice of stroke by Tanzim, going with the turn.
Well, you've got to learn from your mistakes, and it's a good thing. That little shimmy down the wicket. You're prepared. You read the release from Roston Chase. Just danced down and met the ball nicely. It's pretty balanced. Not enough power, maybe. And that's why it didn't reach the boundary.
5 runs per the over. Just one delivery remaining. Pulls it short. And this time Jaden Seals has a sprint to his right. Should be a couple of runs easily. 7 runs from the 11th over. 72 for 2. Slightly drifting away, but in my opinion, they're still in control with the required rate of 8.67 and the top chances.
This was slice, a lot of time to get under it, but overran, and that was the problem on that occasion. Didn't get hold of it. This one really steepling up in the sky against that backdrop. We come back to after that. This one is hit hard. The fielder's trying to get to it. Oh, yeah. Again, another lapse. The two fielders looking at each other and let it go to the boundary.
That was a casual approach. Not too sure what Jason Holder is trying to explain as an excuse or a reason. But certainly the effort was quite poor. Again, the first ball of a new over. Kawadudoy going down in one knee and try and slug it over mid-wicket. Jason Holder with an experienced player such as that, I got to be doing much better. And Akil Hussain, the departing Caribbean, all well within his rights with a disappointment.
Plays on the psyche, the mind of the bowler when he sees a lapse like that. Something that's stoppable and really dampens your spirit. Sorry, Pierre.
Shot finds the fielder. Not interested in giving any eye even to the right hand. Pretty sure with the left hand he'll be darting the ball in. If Bangladesh plays it quite steady and mindful, being a left hand, right hand at the crease, Shamim, and if any risk to be taken against the left arm shum spinner, it should be Tanzid. And probably if the off spinner bowling Roshan Chase, risk to be taken, that should be Ridho. I think this should be the game plan. If they're smart enough, and yet Jakar Ali and Shamim Hussain Patwar, the two batters to come in, even they are a right hand left hand combination. So if Bangladesh plays it smart, I think they will be in the Jakar. There's an excellent hit. Staying back foot and a rocket 6-over mid-wicket.
Well, you can't afford to bowl him. A ball that's got hit me written on it. Rank long hop. No batter is going to miss out. Tanzid Hasan just takes one leg away, swivels his body, times it to a nicety, and tucks away for an 83-meter six.
3 sixes and a boundary for Tanzid, and when he hits it, it stays it. Short man in stature, but when he patched a punch, that goes a long way. I remember the knock he scored up in Sri Lanka, Shami, where we covered the game. Scored some excellent hit, even in Sharjah. Certainly a player, once he gets in, he's a good player to watch out.
He sure is, but he's got to tell himself, done all the hard work, need to carry on right to the end.
Shot again. Should be at least couple behind square in the offside. And this time Sharfan Radwan does the fielding.
Bangladesh needed a big over. It's come in this one, 13 runs already. And they've just managed to bring that required run rate to under 8. And that's quite gettable in the remaining 8 overs.
Pressure will be on the bowler as soon as the first couple of deliveries, one go for a boundary or a 6. Naturally, you're thinking survival. And right throughout this over, Tanzid has played it quite smartly. 13 runs from the over, 85 for 2. Steady at the moment, Bangladesh 85 for 2. A partnership of 37 in 27 between Ridhoy and Tanzid. Getting the back ship sailing quite smoothly. As a crowd, they are free to supporting this, the home side for Wednesday. This is an impressive crowd, Shamim.
Very, very good crowd, and they're so keen to come and watch a game of cricket, hope that their team wins, giving them all the support that's needed.
Playing the role of a 12th man. Shepherd straight away, deep mid-wicket fielder, and takes it this time. That was Jaden Seals. The couple of overs before, he dropped that square leg, but this time, a good catch running forward.
Yeah, we saw a similar one floored earlier, but this was done very nicely. He judged it, just flicked it away using the angle. Looked to be a pretty good shot, but only problem was here was Seals covering a lot of ground and taking a very well-judged catch. He's disappointed. They needed a wicket. They needed to break this partnership, and it has happened. Ridhoy has to go back for 12. Bangladesh 85 for 3.
massive wicket for West Indies. In comes Jafar Ali. The only change in the Bangladesh side for today's game, replacing Nurul Hasan Sohan. And he too, a brilliant hitter, but initially he has to get himself in.
Yeah, that's the way he got out. He possibly thought he got enough on that, but there was a well-judged catch. He had dropped Hridoy earlier, just after the break. This time round, he does not make a mistake. And what a big scalp. West Indies, desperately in search of a wicket, have made it and put the pressure back on Bangladesh.
Yeah, brilliant catch by Jaden Sears. Mind you, he's a big fast bowler running forward. Excellent by the big man. Straight away back of the length, being peppered by Romario Shepherd. And one thing that Bangladesh cannot afford to right now is to lose Tanzir Hasan. He's a settled man, got to bat through.
Indeed, and what Zakir Ali, the new batter, needs to do is just give him the support. Zakir Ali can be explosive as a batter. He's got this penchant of going outside the line of off stump, trying to target the onside. The West Indies, if they've done their homework, will be looking at that.
Off the mark, Zakir Ali. And here's something positive for the Bangladeshi fans. Last time when Zakir Ali played against West Indies in 2024 December, he scored 72, not out of 41 in a winning course, and scored 6 sixers and won the player of the match.
Well, he could do well. Maybe he might not win the player of the match, but he can do enough to make his team win the match, which is so important to level the series. Bangladesh, having lost the first one, they need to win this one to keep up the interest and till the last match. It's quite even Stevens at the moment, could go either way. Next 2 or 3 overs, very crucial.
Certainly the 12th man, the crowd is doing their job. It's up to Tanzir and the rest of the batters to get the job done for the home side. Slow ball. Oh, was that outside edge? But certainly the ball gripped.
I think he got an edge to it. I thought I heard a sound. A slower delivery, 117 clicks. There you see it again. Just rolling his fingers slowly down. Yeah, maybe a tickle, just dying in front of Shayub. Couldn't gauge the bounce on that.
Even the length, when you bowl the slow delivery, is going to be important. Another slow delivery. This is good stuff by Romario Shepherd, but bowl it to his field.
And bowling so very intelligently. Not trying to zip the balls through. Started off around the 132 mark, has slowed down the previous 2 deliveries. And the concentration on the angle. Look at that. Slower delivery, not so easy with the ball being a little wet to control, but he does it to a nicety.
It's all about the length. Not getting the batsman to eye up deep mid-wicket, long on, probably back of the length. Won't be surprised if the third ball is going to be another slow delivery. It is. An excellent over, just a single from the 13th, 86 for 3. Rishad and Nasum at 6, 7, 8, and you got Tanzim Hasan Shah, who batted well in the last game to come at number 9. Still a lot of batting to come, but I just feel one of these players got to bat through. And in case tactically, Shamim, I'll be tempted if I'm in the dugout of the Bangladesh side. In case the required rate goes up to 10 runs, won't be a bad idea if a wicket falls. To get a player like Rishad Hussain, give him the license and make the maximum out of his good form, especially in the ODIs up in Mirpur, striking the ball so well.
Number 1 is if a wicket falls, which Bangladesh does not want. They want to take this right to the end, and Zakir, having come back after the paltry run with the bat in the recent past, he wants to make an amends, redeem himself with the big innings here. And you're right. I think Shamim is slated to come in next, but the loss of confidence that he had from the previous game and playing a rash shot, maybe he'll have a better option with Rishad Hussain, who can really clout the ball about. Played 2 brilliant cameos in the ODIs. I think he would be the one that should be brought in before Shamim.
Yeah, modern day thinking out of the box. These are the things, and not being scared of taking risk, especially with the World Cup. It's just 3 months away. I think whatever chances you got to take, it's got to be now. And give a license to a player like Rishad Hussain, who can strike the ball cleanly. Shot, deep mid-wicket in place, and drops it. That was a sitter, and guess what? He's a settled batter being dropped. Tanzila Santamim gets alive.
Unbelievable, Alik Athanasi. It's happened again. West Indies keep on dropping catches. Here's another one. Was short, was playing with the turn. Didn't manage to get enough on it. Didn't get the timing right. He had his heart in his mouth. How could you drop that? Easiest of dollies. Oh, that's going to come back and bite them.
Oh, beautifully bowled. Akil Hussain has been very, very unlucky into his 3rd over. Crowd certainly letting know that their emotions about the dot deliveries. The bowler is bowling well. Just got to sometimes respect it. Tanzim dropped by Athanase on 44. Will that come and haunt the West Indians pretty later on? Bowled again. Stumps his stumps on a good length.
Just feel for Akil Hussain. He manages to get the batters into spots of trouble, and then the fielders just let him down. So many easy catches dropped today.
A drop catch, couple of singles, and 3 dot deliveries from this over so far. And Akil Hussain finish with another good delivery. Change the field, short mid-wicket, comes to short fine leg. Trying to protect the short fine leg with the paddle sweep of Jacquer Ali, who loves to operate the sweep shot. Beautifully done again. That's 4 dot deliveries from the 14th over. 88 for 3.
That's how it stands at the moment. Bangladesh bowlers doing well to restrict the West Indies to 149. They're 20 overs, but it's a tough ask now. 88 for 3 with 6 more to go, requiring 10.33. Work to be done here by Bangladesh. Well, this is the Dutch Bangla Bank series. Dutch Bangla Bank is the first European joint venture bank in Bangladesh and a pioneer in the banking sector of Bangladesh in terms of customer trust and confidence through transparent and pure banking.
Yeah, Romero Shepherd going to bowl his 3rd over. 6 bowlers being used. Very well so far. Straight away, first ball, charging down. Shepherd bowled excellent over in the last one. Just gave away a couple of runs and picked up a single. And drop catchers are the ones that probably will haunt the West Indians later.
Yeah, you see catches drop, win matches with drop catches, lose matches, despite the fact they are in control. Look at the amount of times they've been given the opportunity. The last one, I think, was one of the easiest to gobble up and spare a thought for the bowler.
Shea Hope spoke a lot about having so much pride in fielding. I think it's all about the moments. Drop catches, and any player in the world will go through a pace where they'll drop 1 or 2 catches. But having 4 catches drop in 14.1 overs in a team game, you want to win a series, not on. Oh, short stay tempted. On the cars, Jacquer Ali trying to go for a big shot, gets the top edge for a boundary.
He was so very lucky. Jacquer Ali twisting around, didn't go full swing. He stopped, just managed to get the point of the bat. And he must have had his heart in his mouth for a while. The bowler thought he had got his man. So lucky. Get 4 runs. Maybe this will get him started. He's been a little bogged down in getting the runs. Open up now, because he has that array of shots.
Yeah, the initial movement of Jakar Ali last ball, he was covering the off stump. That is to go big during the
than anything else.
looking at his the chances there. He's batting outside the yaw stump. Confirmation, covering the stumps. In the air, probably will be safe. Yeah, sprinting in.
itu ball कहाँ ये रहा मारता ना रहा कहाँ रहा उधर ये सुबह मुझे
There was, for a certain extent, but certainly that's something that Shehov will be happy that there's no dew. So the spinners and the fast bowlers can have a good grip, especially the fast bowlers when they bowl the slow ball into the pitch. A drier ball is something that they'll be craving for.
খবর আছে
আর ফাঁসবার
হ্যাঁ
ফাঁসবার আছে
পাঁচ ওভার
ফাঁসবার দুটো আছে
তিন একা দিলে
There is some batting like Rashad we know to come.
Shot, mid-offing the circle, right option by Tanzir, no extra cover, and brings up a precious boundary, no extra, and brings up the 50 as well. But Tanzir Hassan Tamim is 9th T20 50.
And what a time to come and what a shot to get it. It looks so smooth as he went and met the ball and thumped it in that gap. He was in control of that shot. Nothing uncertain about it. It went very, very quickly. You need more of those.
A great shot. What a way to bring up his 50. He goes past Tamim Iqbal and Mahmudullah. And both of them have 8 half centuries in T20 International. Just behind Shakib Al Hasan on 13 half centuries and Liton Kumar Das on 15. Certainly a player to watch out for the future, Shamim. I like him so much. When he's going a full song, one to watch out for, that's for sure. Plays it late and finds a fielder at deep cow point and brings up the 100 as well for Bangladesh after 15 overs.
তিরিশবেলা ফোন করছিল
Anybody's game from here on. Yes, Bangladesh have now posted 100 for 3, but there only have 5 more overs left. The question remains, have they left it a little bit too late to be a little bit more aggressive? Because there are 7 wickets in hand and all eyes will be on Tanzir Hassan Tamim. The fans who've come in big numbers will be hoping and praying that he can take Bangladesh home and square the series. Again, down this wicket, and he smashes it. Square on the wicket on the offside for a lovely boundary. Good evening, Simon Badri.
Hello, Atta. Hello, everyone. Once again, a good start to the over 10s and over needed. So they need a few boundaries. You know, wonderful cut for 4. There is protection deep, but he's found the gap to perfection. Yeah, that's the question. Have they left it a little bit too late? You mentioned the resources in hand, 7 wickets. A fairly straightforward chase, but you can never predict in this format how things can go. And you're right, they're desperate for a win to level the series. Still have a very good chance though.
Yeah, when you pick up a boundary of the very first delivery of an over, then you need to think about not hitting another boundary, but to ensure that you rotate the strike. You keep taking the signals, and if the ball goes in the deep, then you got to push on and try to convert those signals to doubles. 7 of 10, Shakir Ali. We've already heard from the previous commentators how good he has been against the West Indies, in West Indies last year. 25 from 28. It's wide, it's short. He hasn't been able to be a little bit more aggressive, especially on the offside. So it's important, that's what we've seen from the bowlers from West Indies. Keep him playing on the offside to keep him quiet.
Yeah, I was watching their approach in the last few overs or so, particularly through the middle, and how they were going about it. And I was just thinking to myself, are they being proactive enough? Or are they leaving too much for the back end? Well, I suppose we'll find out in a few more minutes.
And I just feel that this game will once again be a cliffhanger. We've already seen a tied match in the ODI series. The 6 runs in this over. And it will define him in a very different way. Tanzeen Hassan Tamim, if he can somehow manage to hang on and win this match for Bangladesh, that will not be called a wide.
Yeah, a couple back-to-back dot deliveries after they got 6 from the first 3. They're desperate for a big over, a 14-15 run over. Yeah, another half century for the Southpaw. He's been there since the inception, 3 4s and 3 6s. Can he take them over the line?
This might be called a wide, it is. Yes, that's the big question, isn't it, Samuel Badri? Member of the World Cup under-19 winning team, Tanzeen Hassan Tamim, and that's where he has scored his runs, squared on the wicket, on the leg side and also on the offside. Yeah, even if you look at down the ground, 29% of runs have come in that direction. So he's very good off the back foot. Drives straight to the fielder. They needed a direct hit. He's done well, he's done really well, Jason Holder, after conceding a boundary of the first ball in this over. He only concedes 4 more. 108 for 3. The other way around. 10.5 the required run rate. Yeah, direct hit would have been gone. Bangladesh will be very, very pleased to see that. Yeah, not him. He hasn't been at his best, but nearly picked up a vital wicket. had gone on to hit the stumps.
Yeah, at a similar stage, the West Indies were 125 for 6. Didn't have the explosive end to the inning, so they're in with a shout. Bangladesh 24 balls for 42 runs. Who would Sheikhoop utilize in these final few overs? Well, Seals returns for his last over. 3 overs in succession in the power play. And that's how their innings has unfolded. Where is that 15-run, 20-run over coming from? Can it be this one?
Jaden Seals hasn't been able to pick up a wicket, but he was the one who picked up 3 in the last match. He's back in the attack to complete his full quota of 4 overs. Opened the bowling, and he's produced most dots. 10 dots in his spell so far. Now, if you don't manage to pick up a wicket, not a bad idea to bowl dot deliveries, which will also build up the pressure.
Yeah, looking at the bowling options, the Seals will finish here. Holder has 1 remaining, so he'll bowl 1 of the remaining overs. Shepherd has 1. He might bowl 1, but 1 over of the spinners.
And it's a combination of left hand, right hand. So who do you pick? There is an option of Roshan Chase, the right arm off spinner. Akhil Hussain, the left arm orthodox. And also Pierre, left arm orthodox. Who would you pick?
Yeah, not only who do you pick, but when do you bowl that over? Do you take that risk in the next over, or do you bowl a seamer and send that over a little bit further down? Ruston Chase isn't a bad option because of his ability to bowl those Yorkers. Play and a miss. Another wide signal, so back-to-back wides. Jaden Seals is surprised. He's asking if he moved across to the offside, if that wide line moves with him. Not in the opinion of the umpire. There's that early movement, and generally that wide line moves a little bit further to the offside with him. Not so a judge. Yeah, Akhil Hussain is another option, skillful. So either of those two, in my mind, will bowl that final spin over.
They're not really timing it. It's important for Jacker Ali to realize that since he's not been timing the ball, do not miss out on a signal to get back. Tanzir has an on strike. 38 from 22. Everybody on the edge of their seats. It's a very good crowd one more time in Chattogram. Does he have it in him? Can he take his side home?
Yeah, hasn't gotten too much support. Jaden Seals, though, has been the epitome of consistency. Look at the length and the conglomeration of deliveries. Not too many balls full. There's protection there again. Will be another couple of runs, but it's been a strange type of innings from Jacker Ali. We mentioned the last time that he played against the West Indies, he was at his explosive best, but now he's 9 from 12 at a critical juncture in the innings. Brought in for this game, hoping to make an impact. Well, it's been an underwhelming one so far.
Well, you got to give it to the West Indies bowler and the team management and analysis. They've done their homework. They're not presenting him opportunities to pick up boundaries, which is usually come on the onside. Again, making room, but this time straight to the short third. So clever from Jaden Seals.
Yeah, every single and every delivery just pushes things further away from Bangladesh. have they botched this chase, they would have gone into the second innings full of confidence. Exceptional job with the ball, restricting the West Indians. After fine start, there was that dramatic collapse, and overall exceptional stuff with the ball, but their batting, can they recover now and put all of those questions to rest?
Again, it's a swing and a miss. Again, a gone. And the crowd getting a little bit edgy.
Yeah, well, they've been edgy for some time, but they're at their most vocal now. They've had enough of this play and miss, swing and miss from Jackie Raleigh. The skill of Jayden Seales, though, the slower balls, so he's feeling the heat. 9 from 13, 35 from 19. Yet they're desperate for something resembling a boundary.
He's more slow on which he's delivering. Again, eyeing the onside, but his ball well is maintained that line and length just around the onside, the off stump. Only a couple of runs, 9 in that over. 117 for 3.
Zahir Ali betul nasib lah mana sih? Abar bajing itu hata harap. Mari. SP with.
Will be the bowler to bowl the 18th over. Whether it's going to be spin or they carry on with the seam. It looks like it's going to be seam. You okay with that, Saimil Badri?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. It's Shepherd, it's his final over. You take the risk and you bowl the spin now. And they get off to a few, it becomes easier in the final tour in agreement with bowling the fast bowlers now, and perhaps keeping that spin over for the final one, maybe defending 15 or so if things go well. But that's something that the batters and Bangladesh need to consider. There's that one over that has to come. It's Shepherd though now.
Well, it's gone straight into the hands and taken. Well, certainly to continue with the Romario Shepherd has paid them a big prize here. Tanzir Hasan, the well-set Tanzir Hasan departs.
Yeah, we were asking if he can take them over the line. The answer is no. Good delivery, slower one across the left-hander. Feel well set. There have been some drop catches throughout the night, but not this time. King holds on. Tanzir goes for 61, 117 for 4.
Like replacement, and there was an option for Rishad Hussain to come up the order. Tanzir, the left-hander, getting out, and in comes Shamim Hussain. Wicket of the very first delivery. And now he's picked up 2. A single's not going to win you the game. 32 from 16. Required run rate, exactly 12.
Yeah, the field set should have telegraphed the line that he was about to bowl 2 fielders deep in that direction. Yeah, you can see them on screen there now. Brandon King don't want to complete the catch. So for the left-hander, he bowled those slower deliveries across with that field set. For the right hand,
তোরা লান্দি গিয়া বাসন করলে তোরা খাবার দিয়ে এবার
He's so strong leg side. So he has a similar offside feel for the right-hander. So look for that wide line.
A short one into the pitch, into the body, and he's just going very, very aggressive without having any control whatsoever. He's been struggling with the timing, Jacquard Ali.
Struck with his strike rate as well. He hasn't gone past 100 in the innings.
তোরা বিশ্বাসই দিতে তোরা বিশ্বাসই করে আর তো হাল করে মিশে যাবে
30 from 15, 2 runs a ball.
বাদ বাবা আর
It's in the gap, and it is a welcome boundary finally from the bat of Jacquard Ali, and that too is on the offside.
Yeah, Shehok just gesticulating to the other fielder on that side of the ball to run towards it. He felt as though he had a chance. But you're right, bisecting that field to perfection, they wouldn't mind it too much because that's where they want him to hit the ball. They don't want him to score boundaries leg side. Even he isn't pleased with the effort.
Straight back to the bowler. 26 from 13. They need some big hits here if they want to go and level the series. This game is going away from Bangladesh. It's a good grab of his own bowling. 7 already in this over. Last ball. It's a short one, a wide one, and it's straight into the hands. He picks up Jacquard Ali. And his second wicket in this over for Romario Shepherd. He finishes his spell with 3 for 29. They cannot believe it.
Yeah, the decision to go with Shepherd pays dividends again. He bookends the over with another wicket. Want to start.
What a good over that was from Romario Shepherd, picking up not one but two. Then comes Rishad Hussain. You've seen what he can do with the bat, the damage that he can do with the bat. But this night is going to be his night. Jason Holder round the wicket to the left-hander. And he knocks him over with the beauty of the delivery. It's a peach. And he makes his move.
He extends his lead as the highest wicket taker for West Indies in this format. Jason Holder, what a start. A peach of a delivery, full and straight. Bang on target. Off stump, goes for a walk. Wonderful delivery. At any stage of the innings, puts on his dancing shoes as well. West Indies in full control now. Shamim goes for 124 for 6.
Ite vale এটা টানছে সবচেয়ে ভালো মান মারা দিলেন এলা মারা দিলেন কারণ দিয়ে রান কিন্তু তো কমাই মেসে ভালো হয়ে যাবে
30 of 27 in the last game from Tanzim Hassan Shakib. But you got to give credit to West Indies. They bowled to a plan, and look at this delivery. That's a beauty. Youngster watching, that's how you bowl a Yorker in the death. And knocks the off stump out of the ground. He cannot believe it. He's now got 2 for 15. 92 wickets, right at the top. And he's also been very economical, Simon Badri. He's only given away 15 runs.
He has been a wonderful performer for the West Indies over a number of years. This year, though, he's been at his absolute best in this format, both in terms of runs and the number of wickets he's taken. He's taken the most wickets this year for them. He slapped away. Should be at least a couple. Bangladesh should be very disappointed with this batting effort. In the power play, they looked a little bit unclear as to what they wanted to do. And then through the middle, it was a struggle. Yeah, the wicket of Jakir Ali, that's the area that he favors. Had to fetch it, and so couldn't time it well enough. Comfortable catch for Kari Pair.
Oh, again, in the block hole. 117 for 3 at one stage. They come back for the second. And then they lost 3 wickets in the space of 7 balls. For 7 runs. So mini collapse. We spoke about the collapse of the West Indies team. That was a dramatic one. 117 at one stage for 3, and then 3 gone very, very quickly. Right, 22 from 8. He's pulled that straight to the fielder. Now Rishad gets an opportunity to face his very first delivery.
In the 19th over, with just 7 deliveries remaining. Can you believe it? Is it too much for him? Who is bowling that final over? I'm thinking Akil Hussain, the left-hand orthodox. He has experience as well. Remember that super over in the ODI? So they might go with him.
Again, a dot. That has been an issue. He completes a full go to 4 overs. He's done wonderfully well with the ball. 2 for 20. Bangladesh 129 for 6. From 6. Not impossible, but very difficult.
Not impossible, maybe improbable, but let's go. The boundary will be a nice start if you're a Bangladesh fan, a dot or a wicket if you're a West Indian fan.
Just gone over the fielder. A couple of fielders in pursuit of the ball. So they'll pick up 2. 19 for 5. They need to find a boundary in this delivery. And Rishad Hussain is still at the non-strikers end.
Yeah, it really is the way it goes sometimes. What's his boundary option though? Akil Hussain might not give him too much pace, and he'll bowl that ball outside off stump. Can he swat it in that extra cover region?
Right.
Look at the turn there. It's a wide, but that's generally where you aim to go. He has 3 fielders backward of point on the offside, the extra cover quite straight. So he'll be asking Tanzim to hit in that direction. The other fielders in the deep, long on, long off. Deep backward square, deep mid wicket. Is he changing anything? Same field. Actually, there might be a change now. He's bringing in the deep backward square and using a deep backward point on the boundary. So even more evidence to suggest he's going wide outside the off stump.
Good timing. Oh, nearly. Looked like there was a hiccup, but he, in the end, he does well. Alec Athanaze.
Almost ran past it. Recovered well, just a single. Discussions now between the batters, discussion between bowler and captain. Is he going with the same plan of action against Richard? 17 from 4.
Yeah, this will West Indies look like they'll go and win this one, and it'll be a huge sigh of relief for them because they've only won one series out of the 8 bilateral series that they've played recently. They've only won 1 and lost 7. So this is going to be a great result. 17 and 4. Power takes it. And it is Rishad Hussain who has to go.
And not only Richard, a lot of the fans are exiting as well at the fall of that wicket. Smart again from Akil Hussain, the length, the line, and even the pace has to stretch, has to reach to end of the bat and rock it out. Another one falls. No impact tonight with the bat from Richard. 133 for 7.
Well, last year in the city, you may Maro has been taken off. You know, the time 50 Maribo, Saifa from National Bulalu. I mean, you know, this is not there. You live on the only. It's no go well. Wait, the ball is getting better. You only have to do it to the only ball. The sound like to lay. Please sit down.
Nasim Ahmed bowled well. Then he was on a hat trick. He'll be disappointed because at that stage when they restricted West Indies to 149, he would and the rest of the bowlers would have hoped that they've given done a job. It's up to the batters to go and win a match for Bangladesh. Hasn't happened. Darren Sammy will be very pleased to see what his troops have done, especially tonight. Not a big total to defend, and they've done it quite nicely. What has stood out for you, Simon Badri, in this innings? The way they handled themselves in terms of the bowling department, because they were so much in pressure when they ended up at 149.
This is the wickets of Rishad Hussain. I think the way they were flexible in their plans. They usually start the innings with Akil Hussain and spin. This time around, they saw the conditions and they went pace up early and were restrictive in the power play. And that to me was important. If you're defending a low total and the opposition team gets away in the power play, then it's difficult to come back. But the fast bowlers did an exceptional job, which is not something we see too often from the West Indians in that phase of the game. So that stood out on the entire bowling effort. Another wicket chopped on. That's a couple wickets in the over for Akil Hussain, and it's the end of the game.